Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Derrick James just may be trainer of the year. Like Floyd Mayweather would say, a minor setback for a major comeback. You look at Derrick James, has anyone out here, right, has it dawned on you that Derrick James is simultaneously training two of his fighters for two killers, Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney? What other trainer has this kind of task on their plate? Let me tell you something. This is the kind of stuff that would make me, if I was a trainer, get the hell out the sport of boxing. You got to understand, man, Ryan Garcia suffered a tough loss going up against Tank Davis. Now, true, Ryan Garcia, he went into that fight by himself, basically, because Joe Goosen didn't tell him shit. We already know that. Even Joe said, a guy like Ryan, you don't train Ryan. You just kind of, just make sure that he's doing the things that he already knows. There's no need to really try to teach him new things. You just make sure he does the things that he knows really good. I mean, the wrong person to be training you when you're getting ready to go into a fight with Tank Davis. But that being said, this guy Derrick James now he's got a situation here where he's got Ryan Garcia. He worked with Ryan. Ryan Garcia looked good with Derrick James. He looked very good. I was very impressed with how Ryan Garcia performed, underneath Derrick James. But let me tell you something. This shit here with Devin Haney, it's not easy. Now, there are some people looking at this saying, well, Derrick James had Earl Spence. Look at what happened with him and Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to be honest, man, after, 7, 8 months, August, June, July? Anyway, it's like 8 months or something gone by. 9 months, something crazy, right? Since Earl Spence fought Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it was the game plan that Derrick James devised that was a problem for Earl Spence against Terrence Crawford. I think that had everything to do with Terrence Crawford. It didn't matter if Derrick James would have told. Earl Spence would have had to come in there with a goddamn pistol and shot Terrence Crawford. That's the only way he was going to beat him. It had nothing to do with game plan and strategy. Earl Spence just can't beat Terrence Crawford, okay? But to see that Derrick James is trying to figure out a game plan for Ryan Garcia, with Ryan Garcia and all of his cartoonish behavior, and to also be sitting here with Frank Martin, who seems to be a bit more disciplined, to try to figure out how to get Frank Martin to get a win over Gervonta Davis. I'll tell you what, I don't know how these fights are going to go. I got that Tank and Frank Martin fight. I think people are going to be surprised at just how competitive that fight is. Got a favorite Tank though. Got a favorite Tank. I just think he's going to be more competitive than what people think. And Ryan and Devin, I think Ryan's going to knock Devin out, but I'm kind of rooting for Devin a little more now, because some people, I didn't like the way Ryan's dad was carrying on. I don't have no issue with shit talking, but some people out here like, there was nothing wrong with what his dad said. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know what y'all experiences are in life, but it just rubbed me wrong. So I kind of want Devin to get the win, but at the same time, Devin and his dad be annoying the shit out of me too. So I still got Ryan winning that fight. I know some people think that I'm taking it to the stupid, but that goddamn bazooka of a left hook that Ryan has, I think Devin can take it from him, but something's just telling me the way this shit is going, this lead up to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, something is telling me Ryan Garcia is gonna shock the world. It's just what I feel. But when you look at Derrick James, right? If he can do, all he needs to do is win one of these, because most people aren't giving Frank Martin a chance in hell against Tank, and 99% of the people now aren't giving Ryan Garcia a chance in hell against Devin Haney. All Derrick James needs to do is win one. But I'll tell you what, if Derrick James continues being a trainer, especially if he wants to take on other fighters, which I don't think he will, he's going to be like the Freddie Roach out here, because the type of experience that Derrick James is receiving right now, you know how much film study and preparation he has to do to get his guys ready for a Gervonta Davis, for a Devin Haney, what he had to do and what he learned from that fight, getting Earl Spence ready for Terrence Crawford. Even working with Anthony Joshua, getting that experience with a heavyweight, preparing AJ for 2 fights, and then being a consultant for the 3rd fight. I don't think people are giving Derrick James the credit he deserves, man. You got to give this man some credit, because he's been able to help Ryan Garcia restart his career, and look where Ryan Garcia is right now. If Ryan Garcia wouldn't have had that big win against Duarte, Ryan Garcia wouldn't be in this position. You know, Ryan Garcia showed everybody that, you know what, he had an opportunity to quit and he didn't. And Duarte hits hard. Duarte can crack. Duarte puts that pressure on you. Devin doesn't do that. Duarte's not going to hit, Devin Haney's not going to hit Ryan Garcia as hard as Duarte. Y'all got to understand that. He may be more accurate. He may land more. Or he may have a higher, I don't even know if his volume of punches is higher than Duarte's. I just think when you look at this and you're fair and you're impartial, I just don't see how someone could sit here and say Ryan Garcia just doesn't stand a chance against Devin Haney. Y'all need to hold your horses and stop taking to the stupid. But the bottom line is we got to see what game plans, what strategies Derrick James, also known as Blank Man, what he can put together, because he's got a serious task in front of him. And I think he deserves a lot of credit. I mean, shit, give that man credit for the year just for preparing 2 fighters to go up against, you know, two bulls, Devin Haney and Abdul Wahid, Gervonta Davis. I mean, that's amazing in himself. But I've heard all kind of shit being said about Frank Martin, some whispers about he started boxing late, his commitment to the sport may not be there. I've heard whispers about Ryan Garcia not being committed to the sport. You've even heard some whispers about Derrick James and how maybe he doesn't really watch boxing, and as a result, he doesn't really know what he's getting his fighters into, because he just spends a couple of weeks looking at some of these fighters' fights instead of actually being familiar with the fighters before his guys have to get in the ring with him. So what these whispers have gone out here and kind of said is that Derrick James, like his fighters, lack a commitment to their craft and being dedicated and professional. Now, I don't agree with that, but I have heard that from several people make comments like that, you know, and I'm just like, where are they getting this shit from? But the bottom line is, all Derrick James needs is to get one. He just needs one win. If Ryan Garcia beats Devin Haney, that's all Derrick James needs. Frank Martin against Gervonta Davis, I just don't think anybody at 135 messing with Gervonta, but I think it's going to be competitive. But he just needs Ryan to win. That's it. And you got to give that man credit, because his attention is split. You know, Devin Haney and Tank Davis, 2 different styles of fighting, man. And he's got to make sure that he's focusing on Ryan and helping Ryan prepare for a slick boxer. Let's go move around the ring and utilize all of that real estate. Then with Frank, he got a guy who's, I'm going to call Gervonta Davis, you know, they say the boxer puncher. You know, he's a puncher boxer. He's preparing him for a puncher boxer that is slick, who floats around the ring like a butterfly, but he don't sting like a bee. He hits you like a jackhammer. So that being said, I think we need to put some respect on Derrick James' name and understand the position he's in and what he's trying to do here. Because no one's talking about Derrick James. They're just saying, oh, Ryan, and he's going crazy. He's erratic. Oh, Ryan, what's he going to do next? Ryan's going to bite somebody, you know. He gets out the shower to take a piss. It's like, forget Ryan Garcia. He's doing what he's supposed to do to sell the fight. Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis. People like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Tank wins easily. But nobody's talking about this man, Derrick James, and his brilliant mind and what he brings to the table. And I just think he doesn't need his guys to win both fights. If they win both fights, Jesus Christ, man, he's out of here. You know what I'm saying? But if he just needs one of them to win, that's it. And Derrick James should get his stamp of approval. Because if you listen to the boxing fans, Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin don't stand a chance in hell to win. Period. And as a matter of fact, that being said, if they just put up very competitive fights where they still end up taking a loss, but it ends up kind of being like Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, maybe it could have gone either way. That's a win for Derrick James. That being said, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.